The most common English phrases, sentences. What becomes of? Examples. What became of the poor child? What will become of my family if my father goes bankrupt? What will become of my dog during my absence? What will become of the water if we put it outside during the winter? Dialogues. Remember that old man who used to beg for money on the street across from our house?
Yeah. Whatever became of him?
Well, he got a job and now he owns a small ice cream shop in town.
That's great. We should visit him sometime.
Yeah, we should. Let's go today and get some ice cream.
Then we can ask him how he's been and how he started his business.
What can I do for? Examples. What can I do for you? What can I do to cheer her up? What can I do to make him satisfied? What can I do to stop them? Dialogues. Excuse me, are you the tailor?
Yes, I am. What can I do for you?
Well, I'd like to have a business suit made for me.
Sure, let me take your measurements, then you can tell me what style you'd like.
When do you think you can finish the suit?
Well, it depends on what style you want. Business suits usually take about a week to finish.
What do you mean by? Examples. What do you mean by saying that? What do you mean by canceling your performance? What do you mean by out of the question? What do you mean by asking such a question? Dialogues.
Happy anniversary.
What do you mean?
Today is our 1-month anniversary of dating.
Oh, I see. You know everything has a beginning and an end.
What do you mean by saying that?
Well, I think it's time for us to break up. I'm sorry. What do you call it? Examples. I've got the what do you call it for you. I cannot find the what do you call it. She's just gone out with old what's his name. What's his name called you this morning? Where did you put the what do you call it? Dialogues. Honey, you've been trying to fix that sink for hours.
I know. My back is killing me.
Well, how can I help you?
Hand me that what do you call it?
You mean the wrench?
Yeah, that's it.
What do you say? Examples. What do you say about going to the cinema this afternoon? Let's go by plane. What do you say? What do you say about some light music? Dialogues. I'm so upset.
What's the matter?
My girlfriend broke up with me today.
I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, what do you say when I go to the movies this afternoon? Maybe that will cheer you up.
That sounds like a good idea.
Sure it is. It will get your mind off of your girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend.
What for? Examples. What is it for? What did you say that for? What do you need so much money for? Dialogues. Have you heard that my father is going to quit his job?
What would he do that for?
He said work is too hectic and that he needs a break.
What will he do to earn a living?
He said he would take a vacation for a while and then go into the carpentry business. He thinks it will be more relaxing.
Well, I hope he's happy.
What if? Examples. What if it rains when we have no umbrella with us? What if they are against us? What if we get lost in the jungle? What if they don't approve of our earning some money in our spare time? Dialogues. Did you hear the weather forecaster's prediction for rain tomorrow?
Yeah, but I never believe the weather reports because they are usually wrong.
But what if he's right?
I guess we'll have to change our plans for tomorrow.
That means we can't go to the beach.
Only if it rains.
What I'm trying to say is. Examples. What I'm trying to say is that he is a good husband. What I'm trying to say is that it's worth buying. What I'm trying to say is that human nature doesn't change. What I'm trying to say is that you should think of others. What I'm trying to say is that smoking is harmful. Dialogues. Where did you put my Walkman?
I forget.
You should be more careful with other people's things.
Are you saying I'm careless?
What I'm trying to say is that when you borrow something from someone, you should take good care of it.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'll try to find it right away.
What's the matter with? Examples. What's the matter with him? What's the matter with your finger? It's bleeding. What's wrong with this machine? What's wrong with you, Mum? You look so pale. What's wrong with your car? Dialogues. Your face is so pale. Are you okay?
No, I've had a fever for a few days and I am sick to my stomach.
What's the matter with you?
I think I have food poisoning.
What do you think it was from?
I had some raw seafood the other day at a Japanese restaurant. Maybe that was it.
What would you do if? Examples. What would you do if you were me? What would you do if you were in my shoes? What would you do if you had a lot of money? What would you do if you failed? What would you do if the rumors were true? Dialogues. Can I ask you a hypothetical question?
Sure, go ahead.
What would you do if you were given $1 million?
Well, first I'd buy a nice house for my parents to live in and take care of all their financial problems. Then I'd buy a house for my sister and do the same.
That's very nice of you. What's the use of? Examples. What's the use of talking about it? What's the use of crying over spilt milk? What's the point of arguing with her? What's the point of worrying about it? Dialogues. How long have you been studying English?
Over 10 years now, but my English is not very fluent at all.
Why not?
I don't like speaking English because I'm afraid of making mistakes.
What's the use of studying English if you won't speak it?
You're right. I should try to speak out more and not be so afraid of making mistakes.
What's your favorite? Examples. What's your favorite dish? Who is your favorite film star? What's your favorite subject? Which is your favorite book? Dialogues. I love ice cream.
Really? Me too. What's your favorite flavor?
Well, I like both strawberry and coffee ice cream.
I like vanilla best.
What's your second favorite ice cream flavor?
My second favorite is peppermint.
Where can I? Examples. Where can I get a map? Where can I find a policeman? Where can I find him? Dialogues. I plan to go to Beijing this summer.
That sounds great. Where will you go when you get there?
I'm not sure yet. I have to make a plan. Where can I get a map of Beijing?
I have one. I can lend to you.
That would be great. I'll take care of it and give it back when I'm done.
Okay. Just be careful because it's my only copy.
Where there is, there is. Examples. Where there are difficulties, there are ways to get over them. Where there is opposition, there are rebellions. Where there is contact, there is friction. Where there are women, there are jealousy and suspicion. Where there is a will, there is a way. Dialogues. Dad, I'll be having my college interview with Harvard University next week.
That's great, son. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, but the problem is the competition to get into that college is very stiff.
Well, are you sure you really want to go there?
Yes, I've wanted to go to that college since I was in junior high school.
Don't worry, son. If you really want to go there, then I'm sure you will get in. Remember, where there's a will, there's a way.
Whether or not. Examples. Whether it rains or not, we'll hold the sports meet. They'll find out the truth, whether or not you tell it to them. Whether or not we like it, we have to accept it. Whether you are willing or not, you have to do it. Dialogues. I don't like this movie.
Look, I already paid for the tickets, so whether you like it or not, we're going to finish watching it.
Well, I'll just read a book then.
Don't be such a stick in the mud. Just watch it with me.
But I don't like it.
Come on, give it a chance. The movie just started.
Why not? Examples. Why not try to persuade him to give up smoking? Why don't you go ask the teacher? Why not buy some ready-made food? Sure, why not? Dialogues. I'd like you to introduce the guest speaker at the student assembly today.
Why me? I can't do that.
Why not? You're a good student and I think you will do a great job.
But I've never spoken in front of so many people before. I wouldn't know what to say.
Don't worry. I'll help you prepare the speech. Why not give it a try?
Okay, I guess I have nothing to lose.
Would you care for? Examples. Would you care for something to drink? Would you care for some tea? Would you like to borrow my car? Would you like to try yourself? Dialogues. How was your meal?
It was delicious.
Would you care for some dessert?
What do you recommend?
There's a Greek pastry called baklava that's made of chopped nuts, butter and cinnamon all soaked in honey. Would you like to try it?
Sure. It sounds delicious.
You are not to. Examples. You are not to doze off in class. You are not to waste your time doing nothing. You are not to scribble on the wall. You are not to take photos in the museum. Dialogues. May I see your daughter, please?
My daughter is very upset right now.
Please just give me a chance. I want to talk to her.
I'm sorry, but you're not to see her again.
But why?
You're a monster. She doesn't need someone like you to break her heart.
You can never, too. Examples. You can never be too careful driving. We cannot praise him enough as a hero. One cannot practice enough when learning a foreign language. You can never overestimate Shakespeare's plays. You can never overemphasize the importance of physical training. Dialogues. Where is Alan? He's late.
Did you give him directions on how to get here?
He told me he already knew how to get here.
You can never be too sure with him.
Why is that?
Because he has a bad sense of direction and he always gets lost.
You only have to, in order to. Examples. You only have to ask her in order to know what has happened. You only have to call her in order to know whether she will come or not. I only have to consult the digital dictionary in order to find out the meaning of a word I don't know. You only have to ask the teacher in order to solve the problem. You only have to get some newspapers in order to find the advertisements you need. Dialogues. Have you started your report yet?
I'm having a hard time getting the information.
It's so easy to get information these days.
Then how can I get it?
You only have to search the internet in order to get the information you're looking for.
Oh, I didn't think of that.